Hello.
Hello.
That's some extreme lipstick you got going on there. Hello everyone. This is, I don't know what episode this is. Could be
Who keeps track
Could be
anymore?
anything.
Just on today's episode.
Today's episode of
Get these tapes out of my house.
Get These Tapes Out of Her House, would you? Today we're going to be watching one of my favourites, or I haven't seen it yet, but it probably will be one of my favourites. Supermodels in the Rainforest.
Shall I read it?
You're going to read this one. I can't do it, I'm trembling.
Well, the back is a little bit scandalous. Celebrate beauty, music, and life in this stunning, award-winning look at today's most beautiful models in the world's most spectacular rainforests. It's a long sentence.
What year is this made? Just so we know.
1994.
Oh, good year. Good year. I was 8.
7.
Carry on.
It's an entertaining musical feast for the senses that accomplishes the task of raising money to protect our planet's most threatened resource. So there's kind of a silver
Rainforest?
lining. It doesn't say that, it just says the threatened resource.
Yeah. Rainforest.
Sure, let's go with that. So basically, the sales of this go towards protecting the rainforest. With brilliant photography, breathtaking beauties, and chart-topping musical hits, oh my god, I can't wait for 90s music.
Music.
Saving the planet never looked or sounded so good.
Yeah.
So we got Tyra Banks, starring in John Singleton's feature film Higher Learning, Frederick van der Waal, top Victoria's Secret model and namesake for Frederick Perfume, who I've never heard of.
That's a tough one.
Featuring a bunch of models, none of those names look familiar. Oh, Rebecca Romaine is in there.
Maybe
Okay.
read out some of the other names because people might at home know who they are.
Sabrina Barnett,
Obviously, Sabrina Barnett,
Nicole Breach,
Nicole Breach, 1994.
Leilani Bishop.
Don't know that one.
You didn't know any of those. Anyways, that's pretty much it, unless you want me to go over the fact that this is a Gold Award winner and
What awards did it win?
1994 Best Documentary in the Film and Video category in the prestigious World Fest Houston International Film Festival.
I mean, that's up there with the Cannes Film Festival, that one.
It also won the World Fest Charleston Award.
Charleston?
Charleston.
That's in the news right now for a mass killing. Is it meant to be that we're reviewing this tape today?
Must be. Stars have aligned.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I've never really been a man that's been interested in
You've
supermodels,
never really been a man.
to be honest. I mean, we reviewed the sweater the other day, and I mean that was obviously for Jenna, her benefit. So this one's obviously for my benefit. So I'm looking forward to it. And just look at these ladies. Look at these ladies. Let's watch Supermodels in the Rainforest. You go that way.
Okay.
Get back to the Supermodels. Oh god.
Simmer down over there.
Shit, my cup of tea as well.
I'm sure you're not her cup of tea either. She probably doesn't look at you and thinks the same thing. Ugh.
That's fine, I'm not putting myself on display, am I? She is.
Here I am in the Costa Rican rainforest. I was born on the tiny Caribbean island of Haiti. And over there, we don't have rainforest anymore. People don't try to do it on purpose. It's just that we don't know. We don't realize that if we get rid of this, it won't come back.
She's a little bit of personality, and even that is fine. How many takes do you think that took?
Got a better camera than that. Suck it 20 years ago.
I can't believe you would say that 20 years ago. You loved 20 years ago.
Sounds camera.
I think the Costa Rican rainforest is one of the most amazing places I've ever been. I mean, all around me, wherever I look, is lush, green, absolutely incredible. And I just love it.
Definitely killed some trees, some plants there for her to have that little ramp.
Might have been ones that got on the ground already. You would hope.
Is it hot?
Not for me anyway. I'm sure some guys would be like amazed by it. My brothers would probably like it. They're the kind of people who have like sports car with a woman draped over it on their desktop background and a poster on the wall or something.
Classy guys.
Huge mudslides sweep through river towns and villages.
What's that camera angle? Get the thing out of the way.
Over 300 people die, thousands more are injured. At least 100,000 are made homeless. 70% of Thailand had been covered with rainforests in the mid-1940s. A half century later, it was about 15% covered.
That's it. Right there. That's it. That's the shot.
Same thing again! This video is like 20 minutes content and then there's 40 minutes repeat.
Yeah, we could have gotten this done in about 10 minutes.
And there they are again.
She's gonna start stripping in the boat again. Called it!
Show Brenda again.
I want to see Rebecca Romaine.
It's Brenda.
You can see the implants jiggling around in
It
there.
looks fucking disgusting. I don't think they're implants, are they? What kind of size implant is that?
I feel like anyone that skinny, though, wouldn't have breasts anymore.
They don't look like implants.
Remember, the 90s had a different standard of implants, though.
If left undisturbed, it may take this forest 300 years to return to its former state. But if the worldwide cutting of rainforests continues at the current rate, in 40 years, all of the Earth's rainforests will be gone.
40 years, not a couple of years.
How much more will be cut and burned? And what effect will this have on our own
like our
survival? Will the day
This
come
is
when
Naked
we
Body
cut
and a
down the
chainsaw.
last tree?
So where was she? She wasn't out.
She could have have just been in other shots, maybe, but not like she didn't get her own special bio.
Maybe she does she speak English? David Weiss.
What was that?
Didn't he like make Lost or something?
So he got his inspiration here. He's on the island thinking, ooh, something could happen. Don't touch me.
I don't want to touch it. Hello everyone. We just watched Supermodels of the Rainforest.
Ah, well, you've been saying it wrong this whole time.
Why?
It's actually Supermodels in the Rainforest.
Whatever. I changed in.
So
to
when I was
of.
getting Mr. Henry's title wrong, you were giving me a whole lot of slack for that. By slack, I mean flack.
You weren't getting Mr. Henry's title wrong. You weren't saying it. You're the one that pointed out you were doing it wrong. I didn't care.
Continue, please.
Okay. We watched Supermodels in the Rainforest. Basically, the video was 60 minutes of supermodels hanging out with trees covered in leaves, and then kind of 20 minutes of footage, and then 40 minutes of repeated footage. Basically, you'd see a girl walking across a bridge, and you're bound to see that footage again about 6 times.
And in slow motion.
Yeah, slow motion.
From different angles.
Different music playing. Just yeah, kind of boring, really. Basically, the video was made to try and get these supermodels to inspire other women, men, just people to save the rainforest. That's basically the gist.
Yep.
There was some factual stuff in there. It was kind of like they took 2 other documentaries and then cut them into bits, like cut an hour-long documentary into like, I don't know, 5 bits, and then in between where those cut bits were, they'd put a supermodel in there to hang around in a waterfall, and then have a little interview with the camera about stuff. So the basic interview was like 2 questions, basically. Is 2 or 3 questions.
Mm-hmm.
The first one was basically, what are we doing here? You know, what are you doing here? And then the answer would be, oh, rainforest is amazing. We don't want it to...
Trees are pretty.
Yeah, we don't want it to break down. And then the second one would be, what do you think of the rainforest?
Everything is beautiful.
Yeah, that would be the reply, basically. Oh, it's beautiful. Listen to the waterfall.
Waterfall behind me.
Yeah.
Well, I always wanted to do my part for the rainforest, and I never knew exactly how, so now I have a chance to do it with something that I do best. I just hope that people will pay attention and that they'll be able to see exactly what's happening before it's too late.
Tara Banks was saying she watched a film called The Medicine Man, and she was intrigued, and so she wanted to see the forest for herself. The rainforest in question is the rainforest in Costa Rica, down there in Central America. That was basically it, wasn't it? Kind of boring shots of women, and then an interview with a woman, and some sort of just boring shots of people in trees walking around, and then cut to footage from an old documentary, which
would only be like 20 seconds.
Yeah, not very long.
Kind of like, if you get so bored of the supermodels in the same 5 shots that you actually want to learn something, which is kind of the problem, and then it's like, oh sweet, we can learn about the trees, and it's over already.
Yeah. There's a couple of good shots of some animals in there, but they again only lasted for about 20 seconds. You saw like a toucan and a snake.
A toucan?
Yeah, a toucan. And that was kind of it. Kind of ended. And I don't think the supermodels went in the forest very far, because there was like a scene over and over of a girl walking across a bridge, and the bridge was obviously made with tools. It was a very well made bridge. It had like metal bolts and stuff, and I don't think indigenous people in the forest do that. I think if they made a bridge, it would be
a piece of board going across.
Yeah, exactly. And there's also cars, and some of the indigenous people that are walking around with had clothes on, and if we go by this series, not to promote another show, but this one, then the people he met were basically naked, had like a bit of leaf covering them, and their huts were made out of sticks and stuff.
It could be different types of tribes and things.
Why he was further in the forest is my point. He went further in, whereas these people just kind of, I think they just went to the
More
outskirts.
Touristy area, maybe, or more sort of.
I just don't think they went very far. I think the bridge is as far as they went. I think they hit the bridge and thought, we ain't going no further than it.
Debatable.
Yeah, I don't know. They didn't seem like... And the outfits they were wearing were ridiculous. Tara Banks. What a fucking mess. She's wearing it, you can see it on the front cover there. But what? I mean, Jesus Christ. She was a mess.
Why? What was wrong with that? It's just leaves, and plus you got to see a bit of nipple action from
I don't care about her nipples. She's a freak of nature, that woman. She looks like Popeye's wife. There was a scene in there where she was walking at the camera.
Do you know what olive oil looks like?
She looked like the wife from The Shining, who played olive oil in the Popeye movie.
Okay.
Just a mess. The best looking model, by a long shot, was, what's her name? Rebecca, no. Brenda Shad. She was good. I mean, she was only good in one bit, but she looked good when she had those like pigtails, and she was wearing like, she looked like a Native American kind of thing. She had like straw or something.
Beaded sort of bra.
Yeah. She was the best looking one. All the others were just not my cup of tea at all. I don't know how you felt about them.
I don't think it was that bad. They're just 90s models.
Really kind of too much bone, too much of this bone going on, like the bones across here, like the ribs meeting. I don't mind the bottom rib, but the top, when it's that. So, the 3 questions. Was it entertaining?
Not for me. As someone who like kind of enjoys beauty and makeup and that sort of stuff, I was looking forward to it, but like I said, it got to the point where it was so repetitive that it just was dull and unentertaining.
Yeah, I don't think it was entertaining either. I think it was aimed more towards men than women, because it had like there was no real clothes to speak of. It was just like swimsuits and bits of straw and grass. And I think women aren't going to really be interested. It was obviously aimed at men wanting to look at the women.
Which is a bit weird, because I joked that would someone masturbate to this or look at it for some sort of sexual intent, but then you got like all the little kids spliced in there and then all the learning stuff, so I don't really get who would really enjoy this.
It's all about timing. Timing and the fast forward button.
Okay.
But I don't know. I don't know who would enjoy it either. I don't know who it was made for. I mean, it's obviously made for me, but not really me. More my brothers, who I said already, they're the kind of people who like to see models on sports cars and that kind of thing. I don't really find that very interesting. Maybe
there's no guilt of just looking at them. It's like, oh, I'm not just looking at beautiful naked ladies, I'm learning about the rainforest. That's kind of the silver lining to it. If you want to look at beautiful women, then... So it's... educational smut? Softcore porn for the guilty. I guess. I really don't know. Yeah. Did you rewatch it? Would I rewatch it? No. It was the longest 60 minutes of my life. It was pretty bad. And the fact really that long. It was repeating itself did not help. Yeah, that was kind of crap. Maybe it could have been good with a bit of better editing and stuff. It's just the fact that it was all over the place. We could clearly tell the same shot over and over again. It wasn't a different angle or... How many times can you watch it walking across a bridge? Not many times. We watched it about 7 times. The same footage of a woman walking across a bridge with a bit of fabric spinning around in slow motion. Cut to the footage now.
it was awful. Absolutely awful.
You'll get through this.
Yeah.
What
Did
was
it
the
serve
purpose?
a purpose?
So this one I would debate would have a purpose, because on the back it says the proceeds and everything are meant to go to charity.
Save the rainforest.
Yeah, so...
Okay. Did you learn anything about the
No,
rainforest?
and that's kind of my problem. I liked the educational bits for like the 2 seconds they were there, and then I had to go back to the same shot of Darja running on a beach and being a weirdo.
Yeah, the educational bits didn't really last long enough that you could actually... I think the only thing I can remember was in 1988, there was a big flood in Thailand. I don't even know what that had to do with the rainforest. I don't know if it's because the rainforest wasn't there that it flooded more than it would have done. I have no idea.
All I remember is the little guy that was super happy to be in that flood.
I don't know if he was
like,
happy or crying, because when people cry, their mouths kind of go... He wasn't waving.
I thought he was waving.
He was not waving.
Okay.
His house had just been destroyed.
So I didn't see that clip 7 times, so I don't remember.
But yeah, there was plenty of facts by the models, which again, we can't... They might have been saying they heard a second or two before the interview started, I don't know. But one of them said, the rainforest, if we don't do anything about this is 1994, by the way. So the rainforest, if we don't do anything about it now, all the rainforests are going to be gone in a couple of years. So, I'm assuming either she was lying, or this video stopped the rainforest from disappearing in 1996.
So it served its purpose then.
So in 2 years, yeah, I don't know what the sales must have gone through the roof.
Thank the rainforests for the students.
Yeah, that's the only fact I can remember. What was another fact?
Well, the actual fact in the end of it was, in 40 years' time, the rainforests are going to be eliminated.
That was someone else's.
That was from the actual documentary.
Yeah, that was from the documentary.
The actual other women, some of them talked about the vegetation and stuff, some of the cancer curing properties of the plants or the vegetation that are there.
Just, yeah.
It was just so interspliced between everything's beautiful. Like,
yeah, but they were also saying it in such a way that you didn't really want to pay attention.
Oh, who was the one that was really bad?
Yeah, there was one model in there. We can't remember her name. We'll cut to a clip of her, but she was awful at just showing any kind of enthusiasm or knowledge whatsoever.
They're dying. 200 million people survive off this land, and it's deteriorating day by day, and it's really, really sad.
And then there was another one who just halfway through a sentence completely lost it and then just said, "Look at the waterfall behind me." Like, what the fuck was that? Yeah, she was just saying the forest is beautiful when it's beautiful.
I was talking about Earth and all
She
this
said
other
something
stuff.
like it came to a point. She said something we can't have a concrete jungle. When are people going to realise we've got this real thing? Look at this waterfall behind me. Because then she just went off the rails. You know, who are we to judge? They're supermodels. They got loads of money. They don't give a shit. They're getting money for this.
They got paid lots of money, flights out there. They got to just flaunt around.
Yeah. I'm assuming a calendar came out too, because one of the ladies said halfway through there that she said, "Oh, we're not just doing. This isn't just another calendar. This one means something."
That was kind of good.
Yeah, she said that. So
that was it.
There's probably a calendar out there somewhere. If you're interested, there's a calendar. So go and find it. So that was Supermodels in the Rainforest. Are we keeping this? No, we're not. We're not keeping that.
But I want to
Awful.
see it for the fashion of the
We should say we bought this off of an old man in a market.
Did we?
Yeah, we bought this at
This
the flea
one?
market. Yeah.
This one's on my... Okay.
We bought this off an old man. He had a whole bunch of videos, and yeah, we bought a whole ton of them off him. And this was one of them. And we're going to take it back and throw it in his face and say, "No, you should have warned us."
Or we can give it to one of the viewers at home.
If you want this, let us know, and we'll pull a name out of a hat, and you can
Or-
have it.
The comments below.
You can have it signed by Jenna and Tyra Banks. It's not really signed by Tyra Banks, but we can forge
I can
her
forge a signature.
which is illegal. But yeah.
I'll just write Tyra Banks.
So yeah, thanks for watching that, guys. We won't be keeping this. We'll either be giving it to you, or we'll be taking it back to a thrift shop.
No one takes things back to the thrift shop. Just go that way, would you? What was that little sound?
Nearly 100 acres of tropical rainforest disappear every minute of every day.
in area the size of England or West Virginia every year. Many experts claim this situation is one of the most critical environmental issues facing our planet.